Uh, so I just, I just, like, m- m- made a fucking like recording with Saul, and I just got disconnected for like no reason, and it was so funny, because I still heard him, and he was like fucking saying stuff, and it was really funny. Yeah, but I mean, uh, the recording I just did was like maybe um like 2 minutes long, so I didn't really get to say anything. Also, I was laughing like a fucking dumbass because fucking yeah, it was kind of funny. All right, so yeah, this is about the fucking EP, the Ja EP, and I don't know if anyone like remembers, but I made this because I had like uh 3 songs, and I wanted to put them on my next mixtape, the Swish. Oh yeah. By the way, I don't think I'm calling my next mixtape actually Swish. I don't think I'm naming it Swish. I just had that name because it's funny. Let's call it Swish for now. And so I had those songs, like the 3 songs, and I made them. I mean, the first song, not really. I mean, uh, Z and A kind of like go together, but D doesn't really. It's just I mean, it still flows pretty well, but yeah. So I had those songs, and I made them with the intent of like putting them next to each other on the track list on the fucking, you know, and I didn't like. I mean, I liked them, but I didn't feel like they were like um anything like. I'm saying like way too much, but um I didn't feel like they were really fitting. So I just asked in my Discord if I should just put out 3 songs in a short EP, like the same I'm doing right now with the unreleased jams EP. And then I took the pic, the cover, and I edited a bit like the fucking turtle. Yeah, and that's basically how the EP like was made. Because like, I mean, I was like really feeling experimental at that time of doing those, and I mean you can hear that, I think, definitely. Like fucking, I mean, A is just, it's like 50 seconds of just, screaming like like fucking distorted sounds. And I mean, A is like kind of A is like kind of, I mean, not as distorted, but it's still kind of like, what am I even saying? I'm just saying Lil Jon on the beat over and over. And so yeah, I mean, really, what I wanted to do was just, so I was feeling experimental at the time of making those songs, but I was also really um not really. I mean, yeah, in a kind of a mental decline, because I was like having phases of just like massive god complex. Like I was just feeling like, and that's what happens when I stay up late. I mean, it's like 1 a.m. right now, which is not really that late, but when when I stay up like really when I stay up like really late, I just have like so many fucking thoughts. And I mean, I get really prolific and productive. I mean, prolific and productive is the same thing. I get really prolific when it's like really late. I make lots of music, like really good music when it's late. But yeah, I also get those like thoughts of me not, and I don't literally think I'm a god and like shit. I'm not that fucking. not that much of a dumbass, but I I I I I feel like some way, and I don't know how to describe it honestly. It's just like that. I'm like fuck, dude. I'm so fucking hot, and I'm fuck. It's just that kind of thinking that I do sometimes. And you can I don't say it directly, but I think it's pretty fitting on Z. Right, just say Lil Jon the beat over and over again because it's like it's just me. I just think of myself like it's just me. I don't give a shit about anyone else but me, and I think that's pretty reflective of the mental state. And then A is just like really like really, it's just kind of as I said, it's just really. I should probably like start with D actually first. Okay, so I mean, this was just like 6 minutes of me talking about like the project in general, and I should maybe like get into the songs a bit. So yeah, D is like pretty. I made all the beats myself, by the way, and I mean I made D because, as I said, I was feeling kind of experimental at the time, and I was like trying to go for some, mm, and yeah, for some, and I mean D isn't really that experimental, but I mean it just sounds ass if anything. Um, and I made that as like kind of a joke, like a poke, really at experimental music, because people would just suck off like JPEG Mafia, or, like Death Grips, or like I don't even fucking know, like, oh, what's that one band called? Fuck, I forgot. Let me look it up real quick. It was something with ing at the end, I think. Like Mertzingbo, I think that's a band. Um, shit, I don't even know what to look up, to be honest, to find this. But you know what I mean. It's just like just people sucking off experimental music because hey, it's experimental and shit. So yeah, I made that. You can hear that at the beginning, and really, I was just freestyling. Like I was just saying stuff, which you can also, you can definitely get that and like see that I didn't. I was just freestyling, which I do with all songs really. But I think it's for that one. It's pretty like evident and obvious that I'm just saying nothing really. So yeah. Also, what I kind of like about D actually is my singing at the end. It's just, I don't know, I kind of like it. I mean, it's not that good, but Alright, Z, as I said, it's just me saying Lil Jon to be like Lil Ja, really any variation of that. Just over and over again, and I mean, the beat gets kind of, it doesn't really progress in like any chords or like shit like that, but it just gets kind of louder and just like more in your face, I'd say. And I think that's like pretty. It's like the Jai EP is like supposed to kind of like show what a night when I stay up at night. It's kind of like it's like I have that funny phase, like everything is just funny and shit, like right now actually, which is D, and then like Z is just like like the kind of process of like going from the funny to like I'm just saying like way too much. I don't like that. No, D. So D is like the beginning of the night, and Z is the process of going over to a more of a of a place where I'm not feeling really well. And so, yeah, as I said, Z is the mental decline of me just going slowly insane, and not insane as in I need to be put in a fucking cell. Not that insane, but kind of losing my mind because I'm like getting tired. So yeah, I think that's reflected within the beat getting louder and just like me saying Lil Ja, because like that's supposed to be my funny catchphrase, which it is not, but it's something recognizable about my music at least. And then A, of course, it's just like 50 seconds of super distorted shit and just my screaming. I don't think I did it in one take because I didn't like my first take of it, but yeah, I think it was my third take actually that I took. But I was just screaming into the mic and trying to clipping. It's called clipping. I just the experimental band I was talking about. It's called clipping. Yeah. Sorry, I just remembered. What was I talking about again? Fuck. Shit. Yeah. Fuck. That's so stupid. No. Fuck. I feel like I had a really nice train of thought going on. No. Whoa. That's so fucked. Okay. Yeah. It was my third take, and I just tried to like kind of sound like the instrumental, but also not really. So you can kind of hear my voice, but also so it kind of blends in with the beat, the instrumental. Yeah, and I think it just really paints a nice picture of not really just a night, but really someone going insane. And I think in the end, when you hear the ending, it's like the beat stops, and you just hear my screaming. Like I when I made that, it was kind of just kind of after the beat stopped, I just looked up and went like, "Whoa, what the fuck? This really happened." I just made this because like it's not really something nice to listen to, in a traditional sense. If you think about music, music's normally a thing you enjoy listening to. But yeah, A, like the instrumental to A really isn't that. I mean, it's not enjoyable, at least not in a traditional sense. So yeah, and I think you can hear that feeling of like just looking up and being like, "What the fuck just happened?" in the song at the end with that little sound I make, like the. I think you can. That's pretty. That's pretty nice, and actually kind of crazy how I managed to really get that feeling down in that 50 seconds. So yeah, I mean, not just about not just talking about the ending of A. It's just like the song as a whole is just really like the. It's kind of hard to put the words. It's like analyzing. Oh yeah, I listened to the Dissect podcast on Spotify recently. Great podcast, by the way. And I was listening to the fucking Kanye season with the fucking Twisted Fantasy, and I was listening to the Runaway episode, and then the guy who was analyzing the stuff got to the Runaway outro, and he was like, "Yeah, I could overanalyze this, and you know, and but that really wouldn't really make sense because it's just like so abstract. Like it's the music, the Kanye's moaning is it if you listen to it, you know what it's about. It's pretty powerful, pretty emotional, and I kind of feel the same way about A. Really, now that I think about it, I I never listened to. I mean, I clearly made a joke about the Runaway outro in tribute to Kanye on Jadventure. Um, but I never really thought about the Kanye, like the Runaway outro, as like an inspiration for the for A. But now that I think about it, that's actually really that's like a connection I never really thought of. So yeah, I feel that way about A. Really, you can't overanalyze it because if you listen to it, especially uh, when listening to D and Z first, you get a pretty good idea of what it's supposed to convey. Oh yeah, I mean, I wrote the whole fucking like, oh my bad, um the whole like a little text in the server, the Discord, and yeah, you could read that. Um, yeah, also, yeah, I don't. While Jadventure is comedy rap, and my next mixtape is definitely gonna be also comedy rap, like some type of comedy music. This was more like vent music. Uh, yeah, I think YNK said that. It's like it's like vent music. I was just saying stuff, and not in a way like I don't know Kendrick does or like MF Doom and songs like Meat Grinder. I wasn't really painting like a story, but more like a sound. I was painting. I was like making a painting, but so not really directly saying anything. But if you look at it as a whole, you get what emotions are supposed to be conveyed. Yeah. So yeah, I mean, I'm soaking my shit. Oh yeah. Yeah. So as I said, the one of the topics I was trying to explore in the EP is my God complex, or like some uh like you know that type of those type of feelings I get. And yeah, I mean also that I mean it's the it's self-titled basically, um which isn't like uh not a weird thing, like a normal thing to do. I mean Cardi has a self-titled mixtape and shit, um but it's called the Ja EP, and also all the song names are just D, Z, and A, which spells out Ja. Yeah, which also like I'm just so obsessed with myself that I just named the fucking uh, EP. I'm just going on about nothing really. I mean it's getting kind of late. So yeah, I mean this was just me like rambling, but I think to be honest, what the fuck? Okay, fuck off. Yeah, what can I say? Listen to my other music like Jadventure and the singles I put out. Join my Discord, please. We have lots of femboy porn and shit. Also, it's just really nice. It's got some nice people. Right. Lil John the B. That was really fucking cringy. Ew. What? Have a nice day. I really love you guys. Yeah. Mwah. Good night. Not good night. What am I saying? Bye bye.